Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. For today's video, I am going to finally be clearing out my tray for the month of December, and I'm going to be adding some new fragrances to play with and test in the month of January. So before I get started, if you are new to my channel, welcome. My name is Amy. I do videos on all things girly, especially videos on smelling good. If you like that type of content, don't forget to subscribe before you leave today's video. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. And with that said, let's go ahead and let's get started with January's perfume tray. All right, guys, so let's go ahead and start with the first tray of the year. I want to wish everyone Happy New Year, and I am just super ready and pumped for 2023. So let's go ahead and do a quick overview of the fragrances from December. I don't want to take too long doing this, but just a quick little overview and then we will get started with the new fragrances. So first up, we have Jo Malone's Scarlet Poppy. I used this fragrance for the month of December. I went to visit family and I got compliments on this fragrance. It is a very soft, kind of like vanilla. I would say it kind of reminds me also of like cherry and almond type of scent. It's a very gourmand scent. Very nice, soft floral. I love it. Really, really nice fragrance. And I'm going to start putting them away as I go. So next up, we have Commodity Gold. I use this one so much. I took it with me on vacation for the holidays. And as you can see, there's already a small dent going on in this one. This smells like a dainty vanilla, but it also smells like a sugar cookie or like just a very soft sugary vanilla, but it's not too cloying, and I think it would wear well all year long, but I really, really loved it for the holiday season. Next up, we have Eilish by Billie Eilish. I didn't use this one as much as I thought I was going to use it because I was focusing on a few other ones a little bit more, but this one did have a nice dent going on. So it's just a very spicy, fresh vanilla. It's not too gourmand. It's not too sweet or like cupcake like or anything like that. It is a more spicy, warm vanilla fragrance. Next up, we have Scandal by Night, and I struggled a little bit with this one. Even though I love it so much, it's one of my most intoxicating fragrances in my collection to my nose, but I do have a hard time trying to figure out when to wear this because I don't really do events like that. I don't really go out anywhere too like dressed up or anything like that. So I do struggle with wearing this one, but I don't think it's one that I will get rid of just because I love it so much. But I don't reach for it as much either. So I'm kind of like on the fence with this one right here. Next up, we have Dior's Fève Délicieuse, which unfortunately I didn't get to wear as much as I wanted to either, but it is definitely a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. Again, it's like a cherry smoky vanilla scent. Really, really nice and sexy. And then I also have Vanilla Diorama. Now these I'm just going to keep in my collection and wait until I move to see if I can enjoy them more, because these are definitely fragrances that, in my opinion, would shine the best in cold weather. YSL Libre Le Parfum. This was the scent that I used the most for the holidays. As you can see, there's a dent going on. I used it Christmas Eve because it was really cold outside, and it was so, so good, and it lasts a long time. So then I wore it again for New Year's Eve, and I layered it. I did like a crazy combination. I applied Bath & Body Works Wrapped in Vanilla Body Care. Then I went in with this fragrance, and then I topped it off with a little bit of Kayali's Vanilla 28, and I was smelling myself the entire night. I got compliments, and it just smells sexy, but then adding that vanilla to it made it also like creamy and sweet, and it was just a really, really nice combo. So Libre Le Parfum is still a love for me. Clean Reserve Skin. This is a perfect fragrance to pick up on an everyday basis to run errands. If you just want to go grab some dinner with a friend or with your partner really quickly, but you don't want it to be too dressed up or anything like that, this right here is beautiful. It's like a mix of gourmand with a little floral and definitely musky. So it's a really nice like second skin type of scent. And as you can see, this one also got a good use. I'm really happy about that. And this is definitely one that I love just for everyday casual type of wear. Next up, we have Carolina Herrera's Good Girl Gold Fantasy. I explained how I felt about this fragrance in my layering combos video. I gave a little bit of an update I don't think I'm going to be doing a dedicated review, but I did share what I thought about this fragrance in my previous video. So go check it out if you haven't. But it's basically, to me, I do get some of a difference with this one. It's still the DNA of Good Girl for sure. It's just not as cloying to me. So that's what I like about the Gold Fantasy. I feel like they took out a few notes and it made it a little bit more bearable for me. But if you're looking for like something totally different, this is not it. It's very, very similar to the original Good Girl. Next up, we have Zara's Red Temptation. This is by far the best dupe that you can find for Baccarat Rouge 540. It's long lasting. This lasts more than 10-11 hours on me, on my skin, on my clothes. It leaves a beautiful scent trail. It is kind of like a woody, airy, sweet, almost sugary type of scent. It just smells really, really nice. Burberry Her Elixir. This is bomb. I changed my opinion. I wasn't that happy with this one. My review wasn't the best. And now that it's sat in my collection for a couple of months, I'm loving it. I'm getting a syrupy, beautiful, sweet strawberry. I'm just not getting like the powdery part that I get with the original Burberry. So when I want that type of vibe, I'll go for the original. But this one was so, so good. Gucci Guilty is one that I also loved for the month of December. I didn't give it a ton of use, but this is one of the fragrances in my collection that I've been wearing for so many years, so many memories. This is just like a fresh, spicy, sexy scent. There's florals in here as well. I believe it's white floral. It's just a very sparkling, I find it to be sexy type of fragrance. It's almost like metallic. Yeah, it gives me like a metallic vibe. There's patchouli in here, but it is done so, so right. So I love Gucci Guilty. Next up, I don't remember if I put this on the tray for December, but I did pack this for my holiday trip. And as you can see, this was brand new when I took it with me, and it's halfway used. So this is the one that I was reaching for when I just wanted to smell good. This is Bulgari Omnia Crystalline, I believe is the name. And this one just is really, really good for when you just want to smell really nice, clean, but it's not soapy clean. It's more of just like a fresh clean. And it is great for casual, for wearing jeans and a t-shirt. Perfect for that. So that is why I made such a huge dent on this one. So that was a really, really good one for the holiday vacation that I went on. Next up, we have Ari by Ariana Grande. I have been talking a lot about this one recently because I've just been using it a lot. I took it with me on the trip too for when I wanted to smell sweet and just like marshmallow, fluffy, creamy. This hits the spot. There's raspberry in here, so it's a very fruity, creamy electronic type of scent. Up next, we have Ariana REM. This one also got some love for the month of December, and this is more unisex, aromatic. There's lavender in there. It's kind of like a relaxing scent. Perfect for bedtime, perfect for everyday wear. You have to be okay with it leaning a little bit towards the masculine side, but there's still enough sweetness and still enough girliness in here. It's just not overly girly. Next up, we have Black Opium Nuit Blanche, and this one is my favorite flanker for Black Opium so far. I'm definitely stocking the new Black Opium Le Parfum because I'm definitely going to be ordering a travel size of that so that I can review it for you guys. But this one right here has been discontinued, which is so unfortunate. That's why I have the huge bottle. I found it on eBay. Just be very careful when you buy on eBay. Make sure that you look at the reviews, make sure that you look at the feedback, just to make sure that you're getting an authentic person who's selling perfumes. So this one is great. It's just a more creamy version of Black Opium. So you still get coffee, you still get florals, but then everything is kind of wrapped in a soft, smooth, creamy texture. So that's why I love this one so, so much. Next up, we have Kenzo Flower Elixir. As you can see, there's a nice dent going on in this one as well. This is very sexy, vanilla, raspberry, powdery, and it's just really nice for either nighttime, cuddling up, watching a movie, or even going out on a date. You're just going to smell really sexy and irresistible. I love this one. Next up, we have Elie Saab Girl of Now. This is the original one. This has been one of my favorite perfumes ever since I started talking about perfumes on YouTube. I have been struggling a little bit with it lately, which is horrible to say. I think I might end up preferring the Shine with the pineapple just because It gives it a little bit of brightness into the fragrance. I still love this one. It might just be the weather here, so I'm definitely not getting rid of this at all. But this one is definitely better for cooler weather. But this is just such a gorgeous, sweet fragrance. And then the last two, we have Givenchy Live Irresistible Delicios. This one is just like if you are at a bakery and you're getting like pastries and you can smell almond and the sweetness and just sugary. It is a very sweet, sweet, sweet perfume, very thick. There's also cherry in here. So this is cherry done in a very sweet way, not the usual like cherry with smoky or very sexy. This one's more flirty, playful, sweet. This is discontinued as well, but I think you can still find this on eBay if I'm not mistaken. And then next up we have Lancome La Vie Belle. Didn't wear this one as much as I wanted to, and honestly I might be decluttering the original one because I do love the In Rose so much better. That's like my favorite flanker of all of them so far. So I'm thinking this might be leaving when I do my huge declutter. I do need to declutter some more. I have a declutter coming up and it's going to be massive because I'm really trying to bring my collection down, which is getting very, very difficult because I do love a lot of the fragrances that I own. So we'll see how that ends up. All right, so now that we have the tray empty, I'm just going to wipe it down real quick because I already cleaned this area out yesterday. I took all of the decorations for Christmas out, so it's pretty much clean, but I'm gonna give it one more little wipe down. All right, so let's go ahead and let's get started with January perfume tray. This tray is going to be the same again as it was in December. And I'm so sorry if my voice sounds a little bit raspy. I have been pretty much sick since the beginning of December, but this month is going to be the same thing as December. I'm putting a bunch of perfumes on the tray because I'm going to be doing a lot of testing day and night. Even if I'm not going anywhere, I'm going to be testing all of these fragrances to see which ones are staying and which ones are going. So that's kind of like the goal for these next few months coming up. So let's get right into it. The first one I'm going to be putting on the tray is Carolina Herrera's Good Girl Supreme. This is one of my favorite bottles. And when you first spray this fragrance, it's so gorgeous, but I am having trouble with the dry down not being strong enough for me and kind of it disappearing after a while. So I'm gonna give it another try and see what I decide to do with this one. It was one that right when I was about to make up my mind to declutter it, I would use it and it would just smell so good. So I kind of just kept on going with that back and forth. So I need to make up my mind this month. Next up, we have Orientica perfume, and this is Fleur de Orientica. This is a very, very nice scent. I really did like it. It's the one that I kept out of the collection that I was sent because it's just a very sweet, floral, feminine fragrance. So I'm very, very excited to use it for the month of January to see how I feel about it once I wear it. But it just smells like a very nice floral scent that you can wear pretty much anywhere. I wouldn't wear it too casual because it does have kind of like this side to it that just gives me a little bit more dressed up, more put together, but still can be a little bit on the casual side. Really, really nice floral scent. Next up, we are going to be testing out some C's in my collection. I do have a lot of Giorgio Armani C flankers. I recently had to get rid of the one that comes in the black bottle, which is the Intense. It went bad. When I sprayed that one recently, it just smelled, you can tell that it went bad. So that one unfortunately had to leave. And then I also decluttered the original C because even though I love the original C, it's hard for me to find moments to wear that one. So I had to get rid of fragrances that I wasn't picking up a lot. So I still have a few C's. So I'm going to start off with Giorgio Armani C Fiori. Haven't used this in, I would say, almost a year. So I need to put this back out on the tray, see how it makes me feel. And I do remember it being super feminine, but I do have a few body care that I want to layer this with to see if I could make it even more creamy and soft. Kind of soften it up a little bit because this does have a little sharpness to it sometimes, but it is a very, very beautiful fragrance. Next up, I'm also going to add the Si Passione Intense, which is a beautiful fragrance as well. It smells a little fruity, musky, and just I find it to be sexy. Even though it's like a fruity floral, I still find it to be very sexy. And then I'm also going to be adding Si Passione Eclat, which a lot of people said that this did not last on them, and for me it was the opposite. When I wear this fragrance, it lasts hours and hours and hours. So the dent is very small, but I don't have to use a big amount of this, and I really did like it. It's very feminine. It's a little bit of rose, but in a very refreshing way, so I did like this one a lot. Next up on the tray, I'm going to add Raja Parfums, and this is Reckless. This smells very similar to Love Don't Be Shy to me, which I just got a full-size bottle of Love Don't Be Shy. So I want to wear this one just to see if I get a difference, if it's worth keeping in my collection. I do love the bottle so much, and this scent right here is just so beautiful. It's like a creamy vanilla with white florals, very sweet, really, really nice fragrance. Next up, I'm going to be adding Dolce & Gabbana Dolce Garden. I went back and forth with this fragrance so many times. Sometimes it just gets way too cloying on me. It gives me like a stomach ache and a headache, but then the scent is just so pretty. So that's why I wanted to give this fragrance another try. So I'm going to see if I end up keeping this one or if this is one that's going to go. There is coconut in this fragrance. It's very creamy. It's very girly floral and very unique as well. It just smells like if it has coconut milk in it. That's how thick this fragrance is. Next up, we have a fragrance that I have always said is a little underrated because I do find it to be really, really nice. And this is Coach Floral Blush. I have really, really loved this fragrance for a really long time. This has berries and grapefruit in the opening, so it gives it a very refreshing, citrusy type of opening. And then you have peony and peach, which are just notes that I love so much. And for the base, you have musk and white wood. So it's a very easy to like fragrance. There's no harsh notes in here like patchouli or oud or anything that's too woody. It's the perfect floral, woody, musky scent with a little bit of fruit and like freshness to it. Really, really nice fragrance. Next up, I'm going to add a few celebrity fragrances. So I'm going to start off with one of my favorites. Unfortunately, I think that this has been discontinued as well, but this is Justin Bieber, The Key. This is one of my favorite celebrity fragrances, if not my favorite. It just smells like you just took the best shower ever and you washed your hair with like a fruity shampoo. It just smells very clean, juicy, flirty, and just it lasts for a really long time as well. So this right here is just so beautiful. Next up, I'm going to be adding Jennifer Lopez Still, which is another celebrity fragrance that to me is very underrated. Not too many people talk about this one. And this is a really, really beautiful fragrance. This has, I believe it's Earl tea or Earl Grey tea in it. It also has a little bit of green in here. It has so many really, really nice notes, and it just comes together to make this very like relaxing, clean type of scent, and it's very unique as well. Next up, we have Ariana Grande's Cloud. I just want to finish up this bottle because I'm pretty much almost halfway done with it. So I'm trying to use up as much as I can. This is a beautiful, creamy, coconut, sweet, airy type of fragrance. So good. It's really, really nice. I love this one so much. All right, now we're going to be adding another group from one house, and this is going to be from the Scandal range. So I have been trying to see if I can declutter maybe one or two from that collection. I'm not sure yet, but I do know that I'm not reaching for them as much as I would like. So I'm going to start off with the original Scandal. I'm going to be putting this on the tray, wearing it and seeing if it's something that I want to keep, because it is such a thick honey fragrance with white florals, and sometimes I'm just not in the mood. So this is one of those fragrances that I just have to be in the mood for. It's very sexy, it's very thick. There's a bunch of honey in here, so if you do not like honey, this is not the one for you, but it's very powerful. It performs really good, great sillage, great scent bubble, but sometimes it could be a little much. So I am going to be wearing it to see how I feel about it now, because there are a lot of fragrances that I haven't reached for in a long time, and they smell so different. now to my nose, now that I pick up different notes and stuff like that. So I want to make sure that I still like everything that I have. The one that I might end up keeping from the Scandal line is Scandal à Paris, which I have not given this fragrance any love. And I remember liking this one more than all of the ones that I have. It just blew me away when I first tried this fragrance. So I'm definitely going to be playing with this one to see if I should keep this one over the original Scandal. Let me know in the comment sections which one is your favorite Scandal fragrance, because I can't make up my mind right now. But yeah, this is definitely a really nice one. It's on the lighter side, so if Scandal was too much for you, Scandal à Paris is perfect. And then here I'm going to be adding So Scandal, which is a very milky tuberose fragrance. I remember deciding not to declutter it a few months ago, but I'm going to give it another try again because I have noticed that fragrances with tuberose are fragrances that I don't reach for too often because it's just not my favorite note. But I do remember this one being so sweet and so good. So we'll see if I end up keeping this one. Next up, I'm going to be adding Fragrance du Bois Santal Complète to the tray, and this is just a very, I would say, luxurious type of scent. It's still something that you can wear on a casual day, but it just smells so good and elevated, and I feel like it's the perfect scent for like the clean girl aesthetic because it smells really, really good. It has a little bit of sweetness in there. It's fresh, it's clean, but it just gives off like that clean girl vibe. Like you just have everything put together. It smells really, really nice, and the bottle is just to die for. I love the black crystals on the top. So beautiful. Next up, I'm going to be adding Gucci Flora, and this is one that I picked up a few months ago. I want to see if this is going to be one that I consider a must-have. We will see. I remember it not being super amazing or like my favorite type of scent, but it was really, really pretty. So can't wait to wear this one some more. Then next up, I'm going to be adding Valentino Donna Born in Roma Yellow Dream. Very sexy, musky. You have to like lemon. And there's also rose in here. Very nice, sexy scent for like date night or for a night out in the town. Perfect for that. Next up, I'm going to be adding Chloe. This is a really small bottle because I got it in the ½ ounce just so that I could finish it quicker. But this to me is like the girl next door. It just reminds me of like a very nice button-down blouse, maybe even a silk blouse with just a very simple style. Really, that's just what I think of. It's just a very sophisticated, classy type of fragrance without it being too mature. Next up, for when I want to just smell clean, I'm going to be adding Replica's Bubble Bath, and this has a pretty good dent going on. I'm trying to use this up before our move. It's just a very aromatic, clean scent. It does have a soap accord. There's lavender in here, I believe. So it's just a very relaxing, clean scent. Next up, I'm going to be adding Prada. This one is called Amande. I think it's Infusion d'Amande or something like that. But this is just the most sweet almondy smelling perfume ever. It kind of took over Dragé Reminiscence, I believe is what it's called. This one took over that one because this one still smells sweet, but it's a little bit dialed back and not as sweet as Dragé. This one's a little bit less sweet. Still sweet. It smells like a sweet almond cookie, but just cozy and perfect in every other way. So it's not too cloying for me. Next up, we have Penrose Secret Genius. This has chocolate. It's very gourmand, very sweet. Perfect for cuddling, watching movies, staying at home in your loungewear. That's kind of what I like to use this for. The longevity is not the best, so I don't really wear this one to go out with. But if you like a gourmand chocolatey scent, this is a really nice one. Next up, we have Marc Jacobs Daisy Love Skies. I picked this up last year and I need to give this some use. I remember loving the notes in here. Such a beautiful, beautiful fragrance. So I'm definitely going to be giving it more use this month. It's just very sweet, creamy, beautiful, flirty scent. All right, next up for like a bougie, expensive, luxurious type of perfume, I'm going to be adding Prada La Femme. This perfume is so beautiful. It has a little bit of honey in there, I believe, or beeswax or something like that, but it just gives this fragrance a little bit of sweetness, but then it still smells expensive. It's white floral, but it's not too heady. It doesn't give you a headache. It's not too sharp. It is so nice. If you haven't tried this one out and you want something to wear for maybe like a work meeting or something that you want to be taken a little bit more serious, but you still want to smell feminine and beautiful and expensive, this is a great one. All right, last two fragrances. We have La Vie Belle Intense Mint. Here's another one that I'm trying to figure out if I wanted to stay in my collection or not. Like I said, my favorite one is the En Rose Flanker. So I'm trying to see which one works the best for me, because I had this time where I was buying every single flanker of every perfume, and I feel like I don't need all of these flankers. So I'm going to see if this stays or if it goes, but it's a beautiful scent. Reminds me of La Vie Belle, but it has raspberry in there. It's a little thicker and sweeter. And last but not least, I'm going to be adding Dolce & Gabbana, The Only One. This is coffee bitter. It's not as sweet as other fragrances, and I will say lately I have been struggling a little bit with coffee, with the note of coffee, and I did get rid of body care that had a lot of coffee in it. I'm not sure what's going on, but this one has that coffee note, but it also has caramel. So I'm very excited to wear it for this month as well. And there we go. There is the tray for January. It is packed. I'm hoping to do a little bit of decluttering off of this tray. Not sure how it's gonna go, but yeah, that is it for today's video. I'm gonna show you a close-up of the bottles, but before I do that, I wanna thank you for being here with me today. Give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Comment down below any of these fragrances, how you feel about them, if you love them or hate them. I love to hear your opinions. And that is going to be it for me today. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and I will see you guys in my next video.